So we've just come out on this beautiful day just to sort of show you where I am at the moment. Out there is obviously the sunshine, and that there is the start of the Pyrenees Mountains, which you may well be able to see more definely there. Let me just zoom in a little bit. So that's where the mountains start. And it goes all the way down to the west coast, down there of France, over that way, just behind my motorbike there. And then you go all the way along, and you can see when you're on top of the hills over here, you can see right down to the Mediterranean in a way. It's absolutely beautiful. And so we've come to this beautiful spot here, and we are going to be dowsing this lovely little church here, dedicated to St. George or St. Michael, I think. It's a tiny little church, little chapel. And down over that way, just over there, about sort of 300 meters, is the Garonne River. Absolutely beautiful. Now there is a mail line that comes in and then goes through there, goes through the church there, and then comes out the far end there, which is the most beautiful little cove at the back, as you can well see there. Absolutely gorgeous. That's a beautiful place, beautiful place. So we're just going to be getting a message from the earth and the chakra sequencing, and going to a bit more detail about the line and how energy really works, because it's a particular thing going on here which you should and everybody should know about.
Don't believe, just know. Cymatic TV, turning vibration into reality.
So as I said, there's a very particular thing that's going on here, and it's all about size. Size does not matter when coming down to energy. So when people say, oh, they've got more energy than me, or I'm on a higher plane than you and stuff like that, that's not how it works, people. And we've really got to get our heads around this whole idea of sort of I'm on a higher plane than you and all of that BS, because it's only put in place to make one person feel stronger than the other. I have the secrets to the kingdom. Do you think energy is that stupid? Do you really think energy is that stupid? Kind of going, oh, you humans, man, you outfiddled us. Oh, you naughty people. Oh, whatever you want then, we are your servitude, human. It makes me laugh. We're not going to get anything done in this realm if we continue to act like that. So this line here that is just behind me, that I'm sitting on at the moment, is actually really small. It's the tiniest line you could probably get. But that's the thing about energy. It's like light. Light has the lowest magnetic field of anything we know. Okay? But it's, I don't know if you know Doctor Who and the TARDIS. Well, it's got a TARDIS effect. So basically, when you go into the light, the magnetic field is the strongest of what we've got. And this is what it's all about here. So when you connect to energy, it doesn't matter if it's like on a massive crossing point or on a chakra of the earth, because I go into the chakras of the earth. But then that filters through everything, and we get the doses that we need to be getting. So when you connect to this energy, regardless of whether it's big or small, you have the universe in your hands. You have the universe in your whole body more than anything else. We will be coming back a little later, after we've gone into what's going on in the sun, and we'll be getting a message from the energy line that's flowing through here, and also see the chakra sequencing. In the meantime, let's just see what's going on with the overall energies that's been happening on the sun and the earth this week, and what will be coming up in the coming week, because there's changes of energies that are heading our way, and that is without doubt. We're going to be looking at the sun, obviously, and what's been going on with there. There's a filament energy eruption that happened earlier on this week that should be hitting us here on the 19th. That's today, Sunday the 19th of November. So we may see a bit of geomagnetic activity going on. Although we've actually seen what the Earth has been doing and how that's been affecting the chakras of the Earth, and in turn affecting us. So first things first, let's just look at the week here with the KP index. As you can see, it is here on our magic table. And you can see here down at the bottom, the blues and purple lines. Now, in the past, I've been talking about it actually dropping out, so the energy falls to the floor. Only certain energies, it tends to be the longer term, the goes 16s long and the goes 16 short, as it were. But you could usually before see the energy dropping out. Now, this creates a sort of erratic energy of highs and lows that are a little bit too extreme, and that was connected with that filament energy, the emotional energy. So over the past week, we've seen a lot of emotions coming out in the world at the moment, around the world, but no actual real concrete things being done. And that's because we've had just a small corona hole that's come through at the moment, and it's not enticing people to actually physically do anything, which has been quite good. It's also given the Earth a time to relax and bring itself back to the flow in which it's normally accustomed to. But without further ado, let's just see what's going on with that sun over that past sort of week. Here's the last few days here that we can see in front of us here. And we can see there's a lot of filament energies in the north. There's one that's just erupted there in the north of the sun, and that's the one that's going to be coming through on Sunday. But also you can see on the right hand side, and look right at the top there, that sort of vortex energy there that's been happening there. You can also see it at the top right there. And what we can see coming through here is those filament energies, but it's also tied into a little coronal hole which is in the middle, which is around about here. And as it came through, that created quite a few eruptions. But it's this section here that we want to be looking at, and the incoming sunspots, which means things are going to be picking up. It's going to be becoming a little bit more sort of electric in the coming week. And this is going to provide going from a calm to a stormy situation. So we could well be in a position where we have the calm before the storm. Let's just have a look at the earthquakes that have been happening over the last day or so. And if you can see here on this map, you have the earthquakes that have been going all the way around the Ring of Fire. So this has been composing, and let me just bring up the chakra map upon it. There we go. So this has been composing mainly of root chakra, a little bit in South America, a little bit more around sort of the solar plexus. And then we have also around the third eye and the throat chakra. Earlier on in the week, there was a little bit more down in the sacrum as well. So this is fundamental stuff. It's going back to fundamentals. It is that breathing in this week before we breathe out and we activate. And I think this is what's been coming through with the sun, as I've said, with those sunspots that are coming around the corner. So you may have found that within you this week, it's been you've been very calm. The energy's been a bit more sort of stable. It's helped you to sort of gauge situations, because when our energy drops, and like the Earth's energy has gone back down to its natural flow, we can then see the extremes in life. And I've seen this in our sister channels, the Astroflower, where I do tarot readings, and we've seen where people have sort of come to a pose where everything is relaxed, as it were, and then all of a sudden you can see the extremes going on in your life around you. And that is a good moment, because then you can deal with the certain things in your life that you wish to deal with. And it's a good moment to do that through a very logical sort of sense, in a way, or fundamental sense, very earthy sense, very sort of 1, 2, 3 building process. And as the week kicks in, we're probably going to be getting a lot more sort of energy. So that's the sort of thing that's going to be coming through. And the Earth has done this, brought everything back to normal, so it can actually then start acting upon normal. And that's what the Iceland volcano is all about. It could be sparked into action if there is solar flaring going on next week. So this is another thing that we should be paying attention to see how it's going to affect us and the vibrations. So we can see those sunspots that are coming through with the filament energies as well. Maybe have some corona hole by the end of the week, but certainly those two energies there. So it could be driving a lot of emotions this coming week. Be a bit fiery between certain factions and countries and stuff like that. There's the ludicrous stuff that's going on in the human matrix. Makes me laugh. Some of it's the best TV I've ever seen, you know. And I grew up in the 70s. Yeah, so let's just get a message from the Earth. So just relax now. And just connecting nicely, beautifully. There we go. We're connected to the Earth's energy now. Let's go see what's going on with the chakra sequencing. Very slow. We are in the northern hemisphere, so it is the lowest points of energy at the moment. In the southern hemisphere, you will be in spring energy, so it's the second most strongest energy. You'll probably feel it a little bit more sort of vibrant down in the southern hemisphere. There you go. There's the first connection there coming through. It's gone straight to the crown and to the root. Vertical energy. Very, very stable. And then comes into the solar plexus, soft, like a warm bear to cuddle up to. It's really nice. And then it comes into the throat chakra. A little bit harder, I think. There seems to be something that we're not getting out and not saying. I think we're pointing to the elephant in the room here in society. Maybe that's what the case is. And then it goes into the third eye, and third eye is similar to the throat because it's the same chakra. It does feel sort of taut, almost like it's semi-blocked. It's like there's certain things that the energy doesn't want us to look into, and I think that's because we've already done these sort of things in the past. It's a lot slower than normal, and there comes in the heart, which is really nice. This loosens the third eye, so it allows us to see the things that are worthwhile seeing, basically, that are connected to our heart's desires. And then we've got the sacrum, and that's our fundamental desires. So our heart's desires and fundamental desires seem to be coming together here. Plays a little bit on the solar plexus. And then we get the root and the crown, and there we follow through. And it's come through the sequencing. So that nice, warm, sort of fuzzy feeling with the solar plexus at the very beginning. I'm not sure whether I said it was the sacrum. It should have been the solar plexus I meant. And it's this sort of like that warm, bare sort of feeling. I think its energies is just kind of, certainly in the northern hemisphere, be interesting to hear what you people see like in the southern hemisphere, but it's like that sort of sensation of sort of the earth just giving you this most gentlest of cuddles. It's absolutely lovely. And then we got into the third eye and the throat chakra, and I think this is where we've done all the things. We've already fought against each other for various crazy reasons, let's be honest. You know, I can't think of a war that was well worth fighting for, do you know what I mean? Because it all started in crazy stuff, you know, and it's, if we got our heads around it, we could put that energy into so much better things. So I think there's a case of that, you know. And there gets a point where, you know, obviously things need to be calmed down, and we see that in nature all the time, within animals and with the sort of vegetation as well. You know, on the edge of the forest, you've always got the blackberry thorns and stuff like that. That's because it's protecting the trees that are coming up, you know, so it's being very aggressive. It's protecting, and that sort of thing is in nature, yes. When someone steps over the line, you've got to tell them. But surely we all know where that line is now. We surely must have worked that out. That's why it's sort of semi-blocked. And then it goes into the heart and then into the sacrum. So it's giving us a lot more sort of positive direction, really. And I think you can find that within each one of us. And once we follow that positive individual direction, I think that's where we get the raison d'etre, the vertical energies coming out and just sort of, you know, telling us how it should be, basically. Keeping us on the straight and narrow. On the fun side of the path, basically. So let's just get a message now from the earth, shall we? Just connecting to it. There we go. We got the vertical and horizontal energies. Just had someone turn up, so it's just changing the vibration a little bit. And there we go, relaxed. Okay, now that we're back into it. It's almost sort of saying, take a good look at the person next to you, even if you don't know them, and just recognize that they are also another person that is just going through life. And we've all got an amazing story to tell, and a story and an amazing life to live. It almost feels like it's almost childlike, almost timid in a way. I think we should just be a little bit timid with each other in a very nice way. And maybe that's the message from the earth saying, don't forget about that side of us as a child. Being a lot softer. Certainly when those sort of solar flares come through next week, we'll probably need it. So there you go, everybody. Thank you very much for being here. I really do appreciate your support for this channel. That means sharing this across all platforms, liking, subscribing, commenting. Love to hear from you, really do. I will see you soon. In the meantime, don't forget, life should be fun, so please do enjoy.